The Build Show from the International Builder Show 2022. I've got Eric Ani, Jake Bruton, Lydia Crowder, and Stephen Basic, and we're going to bring you the best. Are you ready, guys? Let's get going. All right, Steve, we're at the Paradigm booth. This is part of Builder's FirstSource, and we talked about ReadyFrame and how that really delivers that package, that parts kit to the job site. But let's back up a little bit and talk about that sales process.
Yeah, how we integrate the client, always a challenge.
So Paradigm is software that could basically take what I'm already doing as I'm building and pricing my truck online with Chevy or Ford, and that could bring it to the builder world. So check out this example right here. This is Paradigm software that could be running in the background with, Builder's logo. No one really knows it's Paradigm. It looks like a builder's site. They could click on a home site in the neighborhood. All the topography is already loaded. They can see which builder plans fit in there. And now here's the configurator right here. Just like we build and price that Chevy truck, we can build and price online a house. And believe it or not, there are some builders that are even doing this today, including options like all the Keller pallets. But not just that, we can change structures. So like this garage could pop out for us, and check it out, it'll do it right there, right in front of the client. Same goes with the inside. Could you take us to the great room or the kitchen? And all the options for the interior can be preloaded as well, even down to light fixture changes, pallet changes, cabinet changes, fireplace, no fireplace, windows. What do you think about this, Steve?
I mean, it's pretty awesome. He's going to do the volume ceiling and throw in some doors there, but I mean, one of the hardest things is to integrate the client successfully in the design, right? And so I see this as, just a really great stepping stone to where we're going in the building industry, right? The ability to sit there with a client, flip this around, move it around, and even sitting here with the builder, right? Having the three people of the team there and being able to talk about it in real time, being able to make these selections is just invaluable. And again, it streamlines that process. And I think the best thing is it lowers the risk of miscommunication or miscoordination.
Yeah, that's right. Now this is really kind of geared to that production builder, but they can also do this for custom builders. We can take the architect's plans, whether it's PDF or Revit models or AutoCAD, integrated into the Paradigm software. They can build that full 3D rendering, but here's what's cool. They can do a full BIM takeoff on the whole house, and more they're going to be able to integrate basically everything that BFS sells and more, so that I as a builder can get really quick and very tight estimates with some really quick turnaround times. They're talking about turnaround times in just a few days to get me a full takeoff estimate on a build once I get them a set of plans.
Well, one of the other things too, as an architect, it's like you design custom homes, but a lot of times you get clients and they say, hey, I saw what you did over on South Street. I like that house, but I probably wouldn't have painted it that barn red color. I would have done this. But what this software does is it allows me as an architect to set up my own portfolio of palettes and colors and materials, so that, say if I'm designing in Colorado, I can kind of have 6 or 7 Colorado palettes to sit down with the clients. So when they say South Street, we can just go click on that palette and drop that in, and then begin the modification from there.
That's really
cool.
They
get the customization of it, but that starting point. Because when you ask clients, what do you want? They think they know what they want, but they don't, because they don't understand the options.
Totally.
And this supplies them with the options.
And what I like about this as a builder is now I'm going to get really fast takeoffs. It takes a long time for me to go from a set of plans to a price, and a really good and well thought out price to a client. So to be able to get a set of plans in and get a full takeoff, and this is all, by the way, underneath the BFS umbrella, so that then it can go over to the other side of the house, which is that ReadyFrame, or it doesn't have to, right? We could still use that takeoff and build the house traditionally. This is really cool. This is rolling out throughout the country. It won't be too long before it's at a BFS near you, but you can learn more from your local BFS rep.
How are you? Come on back, brother. How are we doing, Will? I thought for a second Will wasn't going to come out there. You guys think we should just roll the video? I think we should roll the video. Let's check it out.
This is Huber's brand new product. It's Zip System's peel and stick underlayment. It's their ice barrier product.
It's been a busy day so far. Our IBS, I gotta say, it's been packed this year. I thought it might be a lower crowd, but in fact, I think it's a bigger crowd than maybe last time it was in Orlando 2 or 3 years ago. All right, y'all, coming to you from the Plungie booth. If you're not familiar with these guys, this is a precast pull system. I made a video in Austin about a builder that actually craned one of these in at his job site. And I gotta tell you, this is a total game changer for builders. The fact that you can get a pool in 7 days installed start to finish, and probably for half the cost of a traditionally built pool, these guys blew up. They told me that after I published that video, within 3 days, they got like 2,000 requests for quotes, and they've onboarded several hundred builders already. Very cool company. Not only that though, they're able to keep up with demand. They're telling me that if you ordered a pool like this one today, they have them in stock, they can deliver them right away. Go check out the link in the description. I'll have my previous video on with them, but if you're not familiar, this is an amazing precast pool company that basically drops this pool that's already been built, already been gun-ited, already been fully finished on the inside, and all you're gonna do is have your trades connect the plumbing and all the kind of tubing electrical systems, and then you're done. Pretty cool. The last thing I want to mention, which I didn't think about last time I was out on the job site, we kind of craned this into a nearly finished house, but in Australia where these guys started, they are now shipping with construction covers, and I think the American version is doing this as well, where you could have your foundation contractor excavate for your house foundation and also excavate for the pool. The concrete guy is going to pour the pad, and then before the house is framed, you could crane this pool into, let's say, the backyard. There's nothing around. It could be just a bare construction site, and then this would already have a construction cover, so nothing's going to get in and damage this thing until you're ready to hook everything up, and then you're good to go. Check out the link in the description for more. All right, guys, coming to you from the Sashco booth, where let me introduce you to Les. Les is actually his parents were the founders of the company.
Right.
You're second generation owner of Sashco, and I love Les because he is the incredibly nerdy head of the company, which is very similar to
Thanks
myself
a lot,
as
Matt.
well.
Yeah, okay.
It's a
Couple of
compliment.
nerds, right?
It's a compliment.
All right.
Les, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about sealants and how they stretch and the finer points around being elastic and performance.
Okay.
So we're gonna look at 2 sealants and we can grab them right now.
So what do we need to know as builders, Les, about sealants? Because you walk around the show floor and you see things like 100% elongation.
Right.
Like, what does that all mean to us as builders? Give us an education.
So you want a couple things with sealant. Yes, you want elasticity.
Okay.
So if it dries out and cracks, that's no good.
Yep.
It's hard.
Yep.
But then you want it to be elastic. So when you stretch it out, you don't want it to pull back against itself. We're going to show you silicone versus our Lexel. So when you stretch a sealant out, if it's pulling back against you,
Yep.
it's pulling against the adhesive bond.
Okay.
So you've got to have great adhesion, but you don't want it pulling back against you.
And so what is this?
And so this one's silicone.
100% silicone.
This is 100% silicone. This guy is
Oh, look, we
Lexel.
got
So we're
measurement
gonna be
devices as well.
and you guys are going to be in the contest.
All right.
Okay.
We got Matt Bloomquist.
So Matt and Matt are going to do
If y'all
this.
don't know Matt, he is a high school, basically a shop teacher, a trades program teacher in a school outside of Chicago. Big round of applause for Matt and what he's doing
Yeah.
to get young people into our
stuff.
industry. We need more people like Matt in the world.
Right. So we're going to see how far these stretch, and
Okay.
part of it's going to be how they can relax. So
Okay.
we're going to measure it first. So this
Measure
is
it
all
first.
in the up and up. We're going to start this. So
All right,
here
so
we
this
are.
is a 16-inch
It's
on-center
about,
sample.
About 16-inch. So you grab it and you guys stretch it as far
All right,
as
Matt,
you
you
can
ready?
stretch it.
Okay.
And you're going to be grabbing it. So we got about, what, probably 15 inches there.
15 inches.
We'll see how far she goes.
Oh!
Whoa.
Not very far.
That a little fast there.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not sure we got a measurement.
We didn't get a measurement.
No, we weren't.
Let's call it 2 feet. Let's call it 2 feet.
Yeah, it didn't go. It went a little bit, but not super far before it popped on us. Okay, and when it failed dramatically, right?
So what you're seeing here is silicone does not relax.
Yep.
And then it doesn't have good tear resistance. So at a certain point, it's going to pull against itself
Snap
and
off.
snap apart.
All right. So that was silicone. We're all familiar with silicone.
So now we got Lexel. And what do we got in the measurement here, Nathan?
All right, so this is Lexel.
Lexel. So we're at about 20 inches.
20 inches, all right.
So we'll see how far we stretch on 20 inches.
Can you hold the tape measure?
Oh,
All right,
well,
so we need to go a little slower this time,
so
it sounds like, Matt.
yesterday, we had a couple brothers try this, and they got 616% elongation.
What?
So how many inches do these need to go to beat them?
To beat that, you need 130 inches.
130 inches?
130.
No way.
Let's see what you get.
Okay. Matt did the math in his head.
Here we go.
Did you catch that?
Slowly
I was like,
across.
that's over 5, 6, or
Slowly.
7 feet,
There we
maybe.
go.
I don't know how far that is.
Whoa.
Holy cow, that's crazy.
There goes 8 foot.
What?
8 feet. We're at
I'm gonna
100
keep going.
inches.
I'm at the edge of our stage here.
9.
What?
Whoa, no.
That's so cool.
10 foot.
10 foot. Keep going, Matt.
They beat him yet? Oh!
We broke it 10.
Just shy of 11 foot.
Oh my gosh.
All right, way to go, guys.
Wow.
Congratulations.
That's crazy.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Now,
So this will come back to original size.
It'll come back to original size.
Now it takes longer because it's relaxed, so it's got to recover its elasticity.
But
right?
the silicone, when I was pulling it, it was hard and then snapped.
Right. And it'll snap right back.
This one had resistance, but it was movable, and now
Right.
it's relaxing back to its original shape.
So that's what you want it to do in the building.
really neat.
As that joint moves, it moves back and forth.
Right.
And so it's got to recover, but building moves pretty slowly.
Right.
So
right.
you get time
Buildings
to
don't move
recover.
like Matt and I just
Right.
did.
Not 11 foot.
That's right. Yeah. We hope we don't have that kind of a gap.
Yeah, that would be a big gap.
That's right.
That would be a real big
All
gap.
right.
That's
Well,
really
thanks
cool.
for doing the contest.
Hey,
yeah.
Les, before we break on this, talk to me about Big Stretch. Now, this is a product I've used for, gosh, just shy of 20 years now in my jobs.
Right.
Talk to these guys about what they need to know about Big Stretch compared to other painters' caulks in the industry.
Okay,
She's got a demo for you.
All right, thanks. So, yeah, Big Stretch is a water-based product. Here's the unique thing about it is Big Stretch will actually go into gaps up to 2 inches wide. I hope you don't have any of those.
That's a big
you
gap.
know, but if you do, but one of the things people don't understand is when you think about water-based product, you think, oh, I'm going to use this inside, interior trim, crown molding. Yeah,
You can,
but
for
you
sure.
can put it on the exterior. This can go anywhere a urethane goes. And why? It has the same principle. This will relax when it stretches. It's not pulling hard against the surface.
Yep.
And Big Stretch has a unique property of water-based to be able to adhere to all kinds of surfaces. This happens to be vinyl trim. Vinyl is very tough for water-based products to adhere to, but this will do it. So
Awesome.
I don't care if it's fiber cement, if it's composite, whether it's vinyl trim, aluminum windows. This is a tough exterior sealant.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, this just to verify, y'all know what we're talking about. This is Lexel that Matt and I stretched a minute ago that had the crazy stretch, and this is Big Stretch, which we're talking about right here. Talk to me real quick before we close it out about the uses in the house and where you would use these two products.
Okay, so this is basically windows, door siding, all your exterior envelope.
Yep, fully paintable.
Fully paintable, so you can use it interior.
Yep.
This guy is your go-to. It's utility. Man, whatever you've got, if you got a leaky gutter, if you're on a sill plate, if you want a clear sealant around a vinyl window,
Yep.
you can use Lexel.
Your metal roof, your roofing
And
applications.
metal roofs, you can come back later and paint it. That's one thing you can't do with silicone.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't know about silicone, but not only can you not paint it, but if you put silicone on a porous surface, the plasticizer invades that surface and renders it unpaintable as well.
Got it.
So when you go to repair silicone, if it tears, like
Yeah.
we just saw it tear,
You're in trouble to paint it.
you're in trouble to paint it, but silicone will not stick to itself.
Yeah.
So you can't repair it with silicone unless you get a chemical remover.
But you could repair it with this, right?
You can repair this because
Yeah.
it melts right into itself.
That's
and
awesome,
so,
Wes.
yeah, it's great.
Hey, to close it out for the video real quick, 2 things I want to mention. You've heard me talk about this before. You get what you pay for, and that's absolutely true. These are not that expensive, but there are more than some other products in the industry. They're absolutely worth it. I've been using this for all of my interior trim and a lot of my exteriors for going on 2 decades. It's an awesome product. I haven't used a ton of Lexel, to be honest, but I've just started using it on my metal roofs, and so far I really like it for all those properties that we just showed you guys. For more information, how can we find you, Les?
We're at Sashco.com, so we got a full website with all the information.
Thanks, Les. We'll see y'all later.
You bet.
All right, guys, we're at the Grad Concept in Kebony co-booth. Let me show you this. I've not seen this before. We've seen some pedestal systems before, but this is a French company that makes this pedestal. I like how easy this is to adjust. And if you're not familiar with pedestals, what we use these for often is flat roofs that have a deck on top. So you've got a membrane right here, some kind of roofing membrane, and this is flat, so it's not gonna penetrate the membrane, but it allows you then to put a deck on top. And this is what Grad has developed. You've got a pedestal that moves up and down, so we're gonna adjust that to the height. And then this separate aluminum rail just pops on the top, and you notice it's got these clips on here. This is what's gonna accept your decking on top here. Let's actually go over to this one right here. So here is the board that's gonna go on there. And this is actually Moso by Grad. This is a product that's actually bamboo that's been pressed into place, and they have some secret sauce on there, but it's a thermally modified board. So this should last a long, long time. But check out how easy this is. It's literally just snapping in, and that's it. Now, if we had an open end, we could slide it off this system, but will you show me actually how to pop this off? If you needed to pop a board in the future, let's say to disassemble the system, to get out the membrane, to figure out why your roof's leaking in 15 years, check that out, that's pretty cool. Thanks, Brett, that looks good, man. So he's got 2 keys that he's just popping in there, and now the board's gonna pop off. The clips are gonna stay on. The board's actually separated from the aluminum rail, and then we're gonna be able to slide these off, and there's actually specific slots on there that these are gonna snap back into. So these are predetermined, and then this rail that's on the board is also predetermined. And speaking of that, that's our segue over to Kebony. Now, you've seen me use Kebony before, and in fact, you've probably met this builder right here. Do y'all remember Adam? What's up, Adam?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, dude.
Thanks for coming.
How's the winery doing?
It's coming along. Finally getting into the finishing process.
Go check out I'll put a link in the description for the video we made together.
Cool.
All right, so you're working with Kebony today
Yes, sir.
on the same Grad Concept clip system.
Yes.
Can you give me the basics on this?
Yes, so they're introducing this product in the US now, and they are bringing the cladding system in this collaboration with Kebony. I feel like this definitely supports a lot of the building science that you preach.
Yeah.
The system creates the rain screen for you.
Okay, so this is the Grad Concept. See, it's that same clip that we saw before, and then it's got an aluminum backer on there. And Adam, you've got a display on this other side.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
walk around here. And you've actually nailed these up. So this is this the length they come in right
So
here?
that is a full run, yes sir.
Okay, so he's nailed this run up, and you can see now that this runs up, it actually spaces the board off by about a ½ inch or so. Is that right?
Yes sir.
So you've got a nice rain screen going on there. So you did a zip 1.5 here, I see, or maybe
2.5.
2.5. So he's got his zip up as his WRB and his air barrier. This gets nailed on, and then how do these boards actually snap on in a vertical?
So you can see in the side profile, it's very easy. When you go up and hold the board, it just sets right in place, and you just can feel it lock in, and you just kind of snap it right in place.
Okay, so this is a Kebony, and it's on a shiplap profile, right? So we're not going to get light through there. You're not going to see the green facer, but it's actually going to space us off the wall nicely. Look, I can fit my hand in there. Will you snap a board or two on for me,
Absolutely.
Adam? I want to see how this works.
So again, walking straight up to it.
So you're not using a hammer or a mallet?
Well, it recommends you could use a rubber mallet. I personally feel like it's very simple to just use your hands.
Because you've actually installed this before in a house, haven't you?
No, actually I did their install video
man.
at the winery on a mock-up. So yes, I was the only
How about
person I
that?
feel like in America who had the chance to install this. And
That's easy.
if this was around 3 months ago, I would have used that on my winery project.
That was it. You just slammed it in and
Yeah,
we're done.
Very simple.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Now we mentioned, Bruce, this is a two-piece product on this brick mold. You mind if I show this off real quick?
Go ahead.
I have this in my house, and I didn't quite understand the marketing, honestly, until I installed it. And then it was like, oh, now I get it. You know, when you see typical composite brick molding, you might just see this face. When you pull this off, this is the sub-brick molding. And what you're noticing here is this is pine that's embedded in there, so that you actually have some meat in there if you had a screen door someday, if you had a storm door, some other thing that might get screwed into this composite material. If I added a screen door into a PVC product, let's say, it wouldn't hold a screw very well, but by having that real wood back there, now I can actually hold a screw. So anything that could get attached in here in the future, your Anderson screen door, storm door, whatever, is actually going to fasten through there.
We've done our frames. He's put the covers on. We're at the point of putting on our brick mold.
Here's what I want to mention here real quick. Check this out. At the bottom of the door here, look how his jamb right here is kind of inset to the framing. In other words, this framing is not plumb down here. See how I can put my finger right here in front of the jamb? The door action is perfect, right? As I eyeball that door in that weather strip, it looks perfect. That door's hung plumb, but the framing is not. And here's where the beauty of Fusion Frame comes. He's about to put this cover on, and this isn't a flat profile. Hopefully you can see this, but look at this little lip right here. This is where the usual caulk and paint where the carpenter ain't happens.
One thing we failed to mention, because there are a lot of things that are just so cool. Again, we started out with the knowledge of what goes wrong.
Yep.
And so one of the things that goes wrong is how are you going to create that seamless building envelope?
Yeah, that's right,
If
Bruce.
you have a
Thank you
door
for stopping
jamb
me.
and you have your brick mold and your flashing is going behind that brick mold or your seal. So what this jamb does is it allows you, we don't have brick mold on here, to bring your house seal, your house wrap across here, and then you can attach it there, just put a J-roller down there, and that will serve as a seamless building envelope.
That's right.
So we're not relying upon a lot of caulk to do that.
Love it. Then he's snapping that in, and because it has that L leg on it, it's able to snap into that groove, and as it goes into that groove, it doesn't matter what that gap is front to back, you can't see it because it's sliding into that gap there.
Hey everybody, Lydia here with Grad.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This would be a great space.
This could be a great option.
Hey guys, I'm at the Trusscore booth and I actually shot a full review of this with Lydia, so go check out the other best of video. But after we wrapped, I thought, you know, another great option for this. This is a kind of like a drywall alternative. It's a plastic panel that is demountable as well as mountable. You can basically take this off later if you had a problem. And I thought, you know, a perfect application for this might be a house that's had a flood in the basement, in the first floor. You're in a flood zone. You could use this from your wainscot down, do regular sheetrock and whatever you want everywhere else. But this could be, you know, from this level down or wherever that flood line was. Remember the big flood we had in Houston a couple years ago after the hurricane? All those houses had the first 3 feet of them ripped out everywhere. You could go back with this after you're insulated and everything's good to go. And then if you had another flood, this would pop right off. You could dry the panels, put these right back on and they wouldn't be damaged. Anyways, check out the full review that I did with Lydia. There'll be a link in the description below. More from IBS 2022.
Hey guys, look what I ran into. Tim Euler. Tim, how's it going?
Not too bad, how are you?
Tim is Awesome Framers on Instagram. Mainly a frame carpenter, well, all kinds of different trades, but you do a lot of concrete work.
We do all of our own foundations, so yeah, I'm very interested in fiberglass rebar.
So what is this? This is rebar made of fiberglass?
Yeah, but insanely light. It's 2.5 pounds per 20-foot stick.
Okay.
And if I had a bundle of 50 bends like this,
You could never
no,
lift
I'm like trying to just drag them. But this thing,
That's crazy.
I think it's even light enough that Matt Rice can hold it.
I don't.
Yeah. See, that's not too
I'm
bad.
strong with you too.
I'll help you out.
Check this out though, this massive bundle, there's no way you'd be able to carry this around the job site. Look at that.
Not by yourself?
No, that is crazy light. And actually, it's not more expensive, less expensive than steel.
Yeah,
I
lighter
didn't
weight, less
expect that.
expensive.
And the other thing that these guys told me is, because it's got some give to it, right, it's not encased in concrete yet, it's got some flexibility. So if you were pouring a really long slab, you could actually walk on this, and even drive on it with, let's say, a concrete truck.
Back the mixer truck right up.
So you wouldn't necessarily need a bump.
Yeah. And bend it into a circle.
Yeah, so you're not bending this on site though necessarily, right?
No.
You're gonna have to get your corners and your bends preset.
Yeah, for us, we're gonna order basically those corners locally where we're gonna order those in steel, and all of our verts, J-hooks, all that kind of stuff is gonna be all fabricated and sent to us. But it's okay to tie that to the fiberglass.
Yeah.
So we just whip out that nice rebar tying gun and make quick work.
That's
and
cool.
Save a whole lot of. I mean, that's 2 guys trying to drag that down the hill.
Yeah, that's labor, but more than just labor. You know, as you and I are aging and our workforce is aging, we got to be careful, right? This body's got to last me a long time, and if I beat it up on the job site, I'm gonna pay that price down the road.
Yeah.
So having some lighter weight rebar is pretty awesome. I don't know about the no corrosion thing. Is that a big deal for us? Not really.
No,
right?
no.
If you're building bridges or you know, or infrastructure, maybe that's.
Or down here where there's saltwater, where we're at.
That's right. I guess if there's salt water.
Yeah.
That could be an issue.
Yeah.
Tim, so good to see you guys.
Nice to see you.
Tim is doing amazing work over on Instagram, over on TikTok, and all those. But he's now on YouTube. He's been on YouTube for a little while. He's got 30,000 subs. Let's see if we can bump Tim up to 50,000. Go below, hit that subscribe button. Let's get Tim up to 50 after this video bump.
Thank you.
And last thing I want to mention, the reason why you want to follow Tim is he's always doing new and interesting things. He's using new tools, including, I want to mention real quick, he's got a, new to me anyways, rebar tying gun. Tell me about that, Tim.
It's just a little battery-powered rebar tying gun that will tie, I think, 5 times in 2 seconds, or some crazy number. But it's so easy to use. And the best thing is where a labor shortage, where you can't find people, we could take any one of the people walking by, give them the gun, and they would now be the fastest rebar tying gun on our crew. Or rebar tire. Yeah, it's unreal.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Tim, so good to see you, brother. I appreciate
Good to
it.
see you.
Go follow Tim's work. Let's see what else we can find at IBS 2022.
Hi guys, we're in the Huber booth. Check out this peel and stick. We want to give you a little bit closer look. I know we've been talking about it, but here's a little up close look at what this stuff actually looks like. Alright, so I thought this is a really cool display. Look at this nail. So we talk about the product having self-sealing capabilities, not self-healing, but self-sealing, and you can see why. So when the nail goes through it, look how this adhesive sticks to it and binds to it. So you can tell now, like, if the shingles were to get blown off in a high wind event, how this peel and stick underneath is really going to protect your house. Really cool way to show the product off. Give you a better view of it up top. All right, awesome product.
All right, guys, it's been an amazing week here at IBS 2022. Big thanks to all my friends on Build Show Network who came and shot some videos at various booths. We got some amazing content over there at buildshownetwork.com. Sign up in the link below for our newsletter. Twice a week now, we're sending an email out to our crew saying, hey, here's what's new on the site. Here's Jake's new video, or Steve's, or Lydia's, or Brent's, or Eric's. And that way you kind of know what's new over on buildshownetwork.com. Follow those guys on Instagram as well. And I do want to say thanks also to a couple other builders who did some cameos for us and showed us what was cool at IBS 2022. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, otherwise we'll see you next time on The Build Show.